Going on, everybody? So obviously it's Sunday and they have a lot of different football games and stuff like that on. So I made a point before the season started that I wasn't going to watch any football games this year, and it all goes back to the Colin Kaepernick situation. So, and a lot of people sit there and I didn't heard a lot of different people with a lot of different reasons why they are going to watch football, why they're not going to watch football, and everything going on with the Colin Kaepernick situation or whatnot. So, but what's truly sad to me is to think the fact that 70% of the NFL rosters consist of black players. 70%. So 30% is either white, other nationalities, Asian, or whatever the case is, But 70% of the active rosters in the NFL for right now are black players. And to be able to count on your hand, not using all fingers, that the black players that have came out, the black active players that have came out to support Colin Kaepernick and his protests and where he stands is ridiculous to me. I mean, the fact that this man was ready to, and that he had put his livelihood in harm's way. I mean, he sacrificed his endorsements, he sacrificed money from sponsorships, and to up to his NFL salary to speak on the epidemic of right now of minorities getting killed unarmed by police, and consists of many other things as far as police brutality is going on right now. And for this man not to have support or the support of among his peers that share his skin complexion is the definition of million-dollar slaves. Million-dollar slaves, man. It's not a secret that America does not look at the African American community as basically the stepkids of this country. That's the way it is. People try to use all excuses saying that, well, blacks kill blacks all the time, but also whites kill whites, Asians kill Asians. Hispanics kill Hispanics. Every community that you can name right now have their own internal faults that's going on right now. But the thing about it is, stop trying to change the narrative. We're not talking about our individual communities right now. We're talking about an epidemic that's going on where police brutality is at a high level right now, especially with the minority community right now, especially the black minority community right now. That is what we're talking about right now. Each year we're hearing stories about Eric Garner's, the Trayvon Martins, and many other names that's going on right now that's probably not even making the news, that are being killed and shot down unarmed. That's what we're talking about right now. That is what the narrative is right now. And the fact that we all see, everybody in the country sees what's going on, and for the black athletes, the black NFL players who don't really understand the amount of power that they have, if standing behind quiet, not speaking amongst this man's behalf, is ridiculous, man. It is strictly ridiculous. I mean, to see the fact that this man has put himself on the line, put his livelihood on the line, put his means of taking care of his family on the line, to speak about a subject that is getting bigger and bigger as days goes on, and for him not to get the support from the players, the African American players, who holds all the cards for this NFL brand. We hold all the cards. 70% of us takes up the active rosters. And you mean to tell me, knowing that we have all this power, knowing we have all the cards stacked in our hands, and these guys are still willing to not stand up for this man, right, is truly ridiculous. And not only that, the former football players and the people that a lot of us looked up to growing up, to realize that these guys are in the same, that these guys are taking the coon route, is ridiculous, man. I mean, to hear the story about Michael Vick saying Colin Kaepernick need to cut his hair to be presentable, that's a problem right there. Why should somebody have to cut their hair to be presentable. Like what? Like Michael Vick, dude. Wasn't a couple of years ago you was just in a situation to where you spent 18 months in prison for some dogfighting ring that you quote unquote was a part of right now? So for you to try to basically tell him he needs to do this, he needs to clean up his image, you can't compare him to you because he don't have anything to clean up. He's not a criminal. He didn't go to jail for 18 months. He didn't do anything that would cause him to have to clean up his image, quote unquote. Like, you had no choice but to clean up your image. Like, you went to jail for 18 months for a dogfighting ring that you were a part of. And for somebody like Ray Lewis to say, oh, he need to just let his play speak on the field and not protest, he need to just let his play speak on the field. How is he going to let his play speak on the field when he's not getting the opportunity, when he's being blacklisted, when he's being blackballed? Even though it's all, I mean, you look at the stats, a lot of them players, Colin Kaepernick is better than at least 10 starting quarterbacks right now in the league that's on the roster right now. Right now, he's better than at least 10 starters in the NFL. Right now. The first name come up like Bortles, people like that. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's just ridiculous. And for the fact that these players are just turning around and not backing this man is truly ridiculous. I mean, at the end of the day, the minimum that somebody makes in the NFL is what, like $350,000? If you're on the active roster, $350,000, but you use the excuse, oh, I gotta feed my family, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. Most of these guys that saying this have a salary of $10, $15 million a year, and they probably been in the league 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So you ain't telling me if you making all this type of money and you still living paycheck to paycheck on your $10, $15 million a year salary, my nigga, then you need to go talk to your financial advisors and throw money out the way. This ain't got nothing to do with money. This is bigger than money. This is bigger than anything you can imagine that's from a monetary standpoint. This is bigger than that. I mean, imagine if, you know, like what everybody like to use, if Martin Luther King or if Malcolm X would have thought about that, if Muhammad Ali would have thought about, oh, I gotta feed my family, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, then we wouldn't have made the steps necessary that we made to this day, and we're still fighting to this day. So if you're not gonna be a part of it, I would say, if you're not gonna stand behind them, then I would say don't make a comment at all. You better off not saying anything at all. Don't make it a headline. Don't say anything. Okay, if you don't believe the same stuff he believes, if you don't believe that the injustice that's going on with black men getting killed unjustly by the police is something that you want to comment on, then don't say nothing at all. Why play the part where devaluing his protest if it's something that you don't, you're not going to get behind in the first place? That's what I don't understand. And for Jermichael Finley, that former backup tight end punter, whatever the hell he is, to say it's a marketing tool, like, dude, you saying that it's not going to have no NFL owner give you no call, give you no contract, you going to sit there and say, oh, these guys are doing it for marketing purposes? How the hell would you know? Did you call them? Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that on the phone or face to face? I'm quite sure they didn't. I'm quite sure you probably never even talked to those gentlemen. So that shows your coolness coming out. And maybe you're just looking for an opportunity to get a training. Maybe you get an opportunity to, maybe you thought that it helped you get an opportunity to try to make somebody's roster, but it's not. It made you look like an asshole. You telling me guys sitting there willing to sacrifice their salaries, sacrifice their endorsements, sacrifice their sponsorships, sacrifice making close to $1 million a year as a marketing ploy for what? What does that benefit? Who does it benefit? How does it benefit them? How does Colin Kaepernick walk away from making at least anywhere between $8 to $10 million a year is going to help his brand? Especially when knowing for a fact he was going to get the backlash that he received once he chose to protest. And knowing how ignorant America is, people don't even look at the reason why he's protesting. The only thing they see, oh, you disrespecting the flag. Okay, what's the reason why he's protesting? Let's get to the root of it. There's a reason why he's not standing up. What is the reason? He tells you the reason. He tells you the situation on what happened. He told you why he was protesting, but yet America don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. In America's eyes, hey, black people, y'all don't have it so bad. Y'all don't have it too bad. Then why are we still having a situation where people are getting killed unarmed while people are still being racially profiled? Why? You can use the example of, say, Barack Obama, first black president, right? You have people documented calling a standing president a monkey, a liar, a this, a that. No respect. Donald Trump right now is getting more respect than Barack Obama had in America's eyes. So somebody who never had any political experience, somebody who was clearly unqualified to be president. Clearly. It was clear. I mean, if Donald Trump could be president, then I should be able to walk into Apple or Microsoft and apply for the CEO job, even though I have no experience in that line of work that they're doing. I've never been a CEO of a company, but that's what they're equivalent to. And it's crazy that people are willing to just throw all that under a bus to feed their narrative. Like, at the end of the day, America, it may be, a great country or whatnot in a lot of people's perspective, but America is not nowhere it needs to be. It was built off the back of slaves. It was built off of murder. It was built off of all this. Like, we all understand, and history shows, let us know that we were not Christopher Columbus, whether he was not the first person in this country. They were not. But yet, somehow, some way, he is still celebrated as if he wasn't a murderer, as he wasn't a person that tried to eliminate an entire nation. And for people to walk around here acting like that, oh, we ain't got it so bad, like, what? Just look at the news. And I don't understand how any NFL players, especially black NFL players, can sit back and get up and go to practice and do this showing, and when the NFL owners are showing you how they feel about you exercising your constitutional rights, you can't speak. They want you to say, or they want you to stay in your place. And you can still get up in the morning and get up and walk up to a football practice and do all this without feeling some type of way. It's ridiculous, man. But shout out to Colin Kaepernick. Shout out to everything he stands for. I salute you. We behind you 100%, man. And I would not be participating in any type of viewership of the NFL until that man is signed. So, and for people who don't feel the same way, then you have your reasons. Salute to you, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's crazy.